Hi everyone, my name is Claire Grace. I'm a mother of 4. We live in the countryside surrounded by forest. I'll be sharing with you what our days look like at home raising little ones, finding rhythm and rest. The best thing to spend on your children is your time. People often tell us, oh, it goes by so fast, or they grow so quickly. But I feel that's only true when we're rushing through life, busy going here and there. So it's super important to pause and savor in those special moments. Take a breath before meals together. Turn off the to-do list in your minds. Then it might just feel like it's all divine timing. This is a season of tapping into our super inner strength. The hard times make us all stronger and more capable. All the new mamas out there who feel it's so hard, know that it will pass and it will soon feel easier. I have a video talking about how one kid is harder than having multiples, which I'll link in the description below. Sometimes it feels like we're not doing so much, but really it's all those little moments that amount to beautiful memories, memories that cannot be replaced or measured. Our mornings are slow, we don't rush. We see what happens organically. If we feel they need guidance or structure, we will offer them things to do or simply bring out a puzzle or a book and place it on the table. You'll see they'll just gravitate to it on their own at some point in the day. I find that if they feed the kids breakfast right away, they only eat half of it and then they're hungry an hour later. So I've decided to wait until they're all quite hungry and we can all sit together at the same time. Eat as much as they need until they're full so that they're not asking for food again shortly. After breakfast, we begin morning chores. I'll either remind them of their responsibility or give them 2 to 3 options to pick from. My husband and I both traveled the world for years before having kids, but this season of our life is intended to ground and create deep roots for our children, who then, once have strong trunks, can branch out into the world when they're ready or desire to. Then comes outside time, no matter the weather. Now sometimes it can take us a while to just get out the door, but we take all the time we need. And I find with little ones, it helps them to tell them one responsibility at a time. For example, all right, time to get your socks on. Then you can ask them, okay, what comes after socks? When we come back inside, we make sure our coats and shoes are back where they belong. If they don't do so, instead of yelling or getting frustrated, I try and be a little silly and say, oh no, these shoes want to go in their home with their other friends. And they usually laugh and put them away without any fuss. When we come back in, they can have some free play time. They love to play The Floor is Lava. Today we had some friends visiting. I also remind my kids to tell their friends to put things back where they go and help with cleanup time. The older ones have gotten into Lincoln Logs. I love baking. It's really part of my soul's medicine. Here I'm making my favorite flourless chocolate cake. I made a video just on this recipe, which I'll also share on the link below. Reminding everyone to have fun while baking. You can taste the difference. Before having children, I taught yoga all around the world and often hosted women's circles. I'm so grateful to have found a group of strong, powerful women to gather with. We meet about every other month, and every time looks a little bit different. At the Women's Circle, we created and shared wellness statements. We did some dancing, and then we gathered to feast and, of course, chit-chat. It's always nice to have a little mommy time, and also nice for my husband to have time with the kids.
There's a little bit. How much are you looking for? Has a lot of mold in there, so
And moving on, often we find time to do homeschooling at various points in the day, and it's not always every day, but when we do get a chance, we seize the moment. There are interruptions all day long, but what's good about having multiples is that the kids learn that mom can't always give them what they need or want right away. Thus, they use their minds to figure out other ways to get what they want or change their needs and find contentment. Parenting is such a balancing act, and that's why it's so lovely to have a partner to do it with. In some ways, we let our kids be kids, let them be silly, and at other times, we encourage them to do better, be responsible, and push them to be stronger, be it with education, chores, or kindness. After a time of pause, the children and I brought out winter items, Christmas items to set up our winter altar. This is always a joyful time for everyone. Within this is a yearly rhythm that they become comfortable with, and this sense of comfort makes them feel safe and grounded. Each season has a different rhythm, and it's for you as mother to find what works best for you and your family. Often in the winter, we find more things to do in the home, using our imagination to make games up, to organize, to rest, to do puzzles and games, art, and much more. If my husband is out working and I need some time to prepare a nice meal, I might use this time for screen time and have the kids watch something so I can focus in the kitchen. To avoid meltdowns, I let them know exactly how much they can watch, who can shut down the laptop, and what we'll be doing after. After dinner and cleanup, we often have dance parties. Everyone feels free to move and shake how they want. They love getting dressed up as soon as they hear the music. Dresses are on. Here I'm tidying up the kitchen while husband is reading to the kids. They'll often read 3 books and then lay down in the dark, either talking about the day, hearing stories from our past, or made up stories in our minds. I'll come kiss everyone goodnight or lay there with them while I'm stretching. Having children helps you revisit your childhood and youth through a different lens. It helps you have a better understanding of what your parents went through, and it brings you closer to them, whether you see them often or not, whether they're living or not. It is a huge responsibility and weight, but there is nothing of greater value. My back is often sore, my fingers are cracked and dry from all the hot water cleaning, but my heart is so full. And nothing is of higher value to us than creating a life together. The way we view success has totally changed, and it is reflected in our children. They pick up on our energies, but when we offer a home with flexible rhythm and structure, they can thrive. When I'm angry or frustrated, I see it through my oldest child, imitating me and telling the younger ones what to do. This is always a reminder for me to take a breath and find my patience. So, finding daily, seasonal, or yearly rhythm is going to look different in every home. But what's important is not to try to do too much or force things to look a certain way. Rather, focus on what is of value to you. For example, I make sure to have outside playtime every day with my kids, to have family time after dinner, and to have the kids involved in creating a healthy lifestyle. Thus, it's a good reminder to trust the process, know that the hard times are making us stronger, and that we are capable to handle whatever we are going through. So, cut away the BS and carry on.